When did you commit to Vanderbilt? I forget what you said.
So November 23rd of my freshman season.
So what, you were 14, 15?
I would have been 14.
14.
Yeah.
So you committed to Vanderbilt when you were 14 years old. What was that decision like for you?
So for me, when it all came down at the very end, it was really easy. But recruiting for me started crazy early. I got my first offer in early seventh grade.
Wow.
So I got a couple in-state schools right off the bat. And then 8th grade, I went to the Bowls and started playing there, and it picked up a little bit. I was in the junior future games when they were still at Grand Park in Indiana. Got a couple of like the smaller ACC schools that started talking to me. I still didn't have any offers from them yet. So by that time in 8th grade, I was like, you know what, IU feels like home to me. You know, like it literally is home to me. It's 35 minutes from my house. Right. So I was pretty set, and you know, I have an incredible connection with the coach there. I still do. Family friend, and his dad is like an all-time great at Franklin. So that definitely felt like home to me. But then my freshman year, I went down to Jupiter with Team Indiana, which is a biggest WWBA. It's how they end off the entire summer circuit season. Mm-hmm. So went crazy there. Hit 375 with like 2 doubles, like nice. 8 stolen bases and a couple walks. Had like a 500 OBP, and then my entire life changed basically. From there, I jumped from like the 50, like a top 50 prospect to top 3 in every platform, number 1 on a few. Pretty much every school came rolling in. Wow. And then in November, I had started like thinking about some other schools besides IU. And I still hadn't heard from Vanderbilt yet at this point. And then I got a camp invite, like a legit, like, hey, we want you to come here. And I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to go down there. I want to see what I'm made of. You know, at that point, I still really wasn't sure if I was, at that level. Went down to camp and went probably the best day of baseball I've had in my life. Wow. I mean, during BP, I had Kumar Rocker and Jack Leiter staring at me.
Dude,
and they were my
sick.
coaches for the day. And there's a hotel in right field in Nashville, and I hit a ball off that hotel at 14 years old, and all I hear is Coach Corbin in the background go, "That a boy, sunshine," and things like that. Like that instantly connected me to Coach Corbin. It instantly connected me to Coach Baxter. He was the one throwing BP. He was staring at it, things like that. Like he was giving instant feedback. He was able to reach out, give me things to work on, ask about my family. There was just an instant family bond there that felt like home. And then we start touring the facilities. You start touring the campus. It's also Nashville. You can't go wrong with Nashville. I'm a huge country music fan. So all of that together made the final decision way easier than what it was before Vanderbilt hit me up. So, Vanderbilt was always my team growing up. When I was like 8 years old, that was when I first started watching like college baseball, and they were the first team I turned on because they were playing IU. Wow. And like I literally was. It's literally the coolest thing ever to look back at it and be like, oh wow. One time I was like, oh, I want to go to IU, and the next thing you know, you're playing for the greatest college baseball program in history. Yeah. So it's a really cool feeling, and I'm very happy and blessed where I am, but it was definitely easier once they came around. Yeah.
Is it kind of surreal for you to look back at like who you were at like 12, 13 years old, thinking where you're at now?
It's actually unbelievable, to be completely honest. I mean, when I was 13, I was like, yeah, I want to go play college baseball, like every kid. We weren't really sure if it was a thing yet. And then, things start churning, offers roll around, teams start calling. Then the next thing you know, you have agents and pro scouts in your house every single week. So
that's so cool.
It's a complete turn of the page. Like it's unreal, to be completely honest, because when I was in kindergarten, there's a laminate piece of paper that I've had since I was literally 5 years old, and it said, "What do you want to be when you're older?" And I wrote MLB baseball player, which is hilarious because it's MLB baseball player. But every single time, like a scout will come in and be like, "Hey, like, have you always wanted to do this?" Literally, we just pull that piece of pamphlet out. Like, it's been a dream of mine, and now kind of looking back that we have a legitimate chance of completing that dream. It's for real. It's unreal.
Dude, it's so cool because now you're like the draft projections are coming out, and it's in Seattle this year too.
Yeah,
so you probably like have that date marked on the calendar, like ready for that.
Big old X on that.
Big old X on that date. So and we'll be there. So we're gonna be excited for that, dude. So what's it like seeing like these draft boards come out and it has you 1 or 2 or 3 like in that elite category? What's it like just to see your name up there?
So like going off of that, I think it's really, really cool, and I'm blessed to be in that position. What I've had to learn to tell myself is to not buy into it, because the moment you get complacent in one of those things, like, oh, I'm going to be a top 5 pick, the moment you get complacent, it can derail you so fast. Like in our household, we don't even talk about the draft. Like literally no one here talks about it. When there are pro guys here watching me work out, we don't talk about it, like we just try and act like I'm a normal high school kid. I try and act like I'm a normal high school kid. Yeah, sure, there's a lot of cameras on me.